Hello, I'm Paul Olsen from Selkirk. I'm here to talk to you today about how we run world-class demo days. The question comes up very often with our influencers as to what's the best way to do it to get people engaged, have them involved in the sport, and ultimately have a great pickleball paddle experience with the Selkirk paddles at demos. One of the keys that I've found is the events that I do, I'm always trying to make it special, an event. Generally, that needs to be done by having an announcement probably a week in advance of your event. Let's take, for example, that we're going to go into a homeowners association that has pickleball courts on it. One of their members has invited you to come in and put on an event. Have them send out a letter of invitation a week before saying, Selkirk is going to bring their whole dog and pony show. It's going to be exciting, it's going to be fun, and you're going to get a chance to try the latest and greatest paddles on the market. That's the first thing that has to happen. The second stage is the day before, have your HOA contact person send out a reminder that tomorrow the Selkirk event is going to be held, come out and see it. When the people arrive, one of the things that's very important, I find, is that I want to get my guests, players, the people that have come to this event, I want to have a chance to talk to them briefly for just a few minutes. I want to remind them about Selkirk being the premier company in the sport, one of the oldest pickleball companies in existence, and a company that continues to offer the best warranty that's made in the sport of pickleball. The warranty is a really key piece that we want to talk to about to our players. We want to talk about the fact that Selkirk uses the moniker "We Are Pickleball" because that's all we do. We aren't in the racquetball business. We're not in the tennis business. All we do is focus on manufacturing the best pickleball paddles on the market. Done. So what we're going to do is in your intro, you also have the opportunity to talk to people about what you do. If you're a coach, if you're a teacher, if you run a club, it's a great opportunity to say how excited you are to be in front of them, but here are the services that you might be able to offer them down the road. So let's say we've done that part of the intro. Now we're going to get into the fact of how do we help someone select the best paddle. I try and always have players understand that there are a couple of dynamic characteristics in pickleball paddles that are unique to each player. The grip. Is it a short grip? Is it a standard grip? Is it a long grip for two-handed backhands? When you start at that point with our paddles, it helps somebody begin to focus on what they like. So if you've got a player that a standard grip seems to be just fine for them, you can talk to them about an Epic shape or an Invictus shape. It gives you the opportunity to help guide them as to which paddles they're going to take on the court. Without getting into great detail, you guys all know the line, you know how the paddles work. We need to emphasize to people that Selkirk makes paddles from $70 all the way up to the highest end, high quality paddles on the marketplace, generally around $250. But there's paddles for everybody at every playing level and at every affordability level. Don't miss that point, because we don't want to lose somebody because we're too wrapped up in one end of the line or the other. The next piece after you've got the grip determined is help them with shapes. So the difference between an Epic shape and an Invictus shape changes the balance of the paddle. It feels different. It's not dramatic, it's not huge, but it helps them start to realize there are differences in paddles. Shape is a big part of it, and point out to them, depending on their level or their skill set, the squarer paddles, obviously the S2s and Epics, lean to the biggest sweet spots that can be made in a pickleball paddle. On the other hand, players that are looking for a little more heat off the face, power, the elongated paddles have been proven to be very, very good in that characteristic. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to help them understand that there's a very wide range of products, as comprehensive as exists in the sport of pickleball, and all comes from Selkirk. When we've gotten to that point, and I'm beginning to have players come up to pick out the paddles that they want, I'll often have someone say to me, well, what's the paddle I should have? And I'll say, I really don't know. What you really want to do is you want to get out on the court and try them. Let's help you figure out your grip. Let's look at how the shapes of the paddle might fit into a particular player's scope, and now guide them to take 2 or 3 paddles out to the court with them. And the idea is we want them to have an experience where they're hitting the ball And they're realizing how much the paddle can do for them if they strike it well and they strike it in the sweet spot of the paddle. And we'll come back to how we do that on the courts in just a second. The final thing that I want to mention to you in terms of setting the stage is such an important piece. You'll have some people, you won't have enough courts for everybody that's there potentially, and now it's up to you to kind of monitor and roll people in and out where somebody's had an opportunity. This is a demo event. We're not going out to play on the courts for 2 hours nonstop. We might do that later. So what I want you to think about is setting the stage, getting people into a positive frame of mind, and now we talk again about warranty. That one of the things that's so important about the Selkirk brand and why we've had the success that we have is because we offer a lifetime warranty on our Selkirk brand, and we offer a 1-year warranty on our SLK brands. These are the most comprehensive, and we have proven through 8 years that we honor the warranty, we take care of our customers, and we're a terrific company for them to do business with. So with that being said, let's get out on the court. We're going to get started with the demo days. Come on, I'm so glad you guys came today. This is going to be fun. One of the things you saw in my intro, I like to talk about how we're going to try and feel the paddle the best. What we really want you to do today here is experience what a Selkirk paddle can do for you. What we're going to do is we're going to begin with doing diagonal dinking. And so all we're really trying to do is we're trying to keep the ball in play, in rally with our partners, and we're trying to get the best sense of how well we can have the paddle help us control the ball. So if you guys will just jump out on the court and start diagonal dinking, I may have some observations, but we'll get her going. All right, let's bring it back in. So now this is great. You guys started this thing off terrific. What we want to do now is we're going to go to straight across dinking, and now let's try and make sure we're having the ball. Good dink gets to our opponent's feet. Try and have the ball land at your opponent's feet. Make it a little softer bump. That's it, perfect, very nice. Lovely. All right, let's bring it in again. Lovely. So what I'm loving, what I'm seeing is lots of good contact off the face of the ball. What I want to do now is I want to do a straight across volleying. We're trying to hit into each other's aura where we want that ball there, but what I really want to have happen is I really want to have nice, clean, crisp hits where you're feeling what the paddle will do for you. When you're hitting into that zone, if you're doing that well and you're in a game, you need to hit there or there. It's very easy to do, but let's work on control and work on that nice, crisp volley. Now let's not get going too fast because we want to really make sure we're making really good contact with the ball every time we hit it. Lovely, 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 lovely. Now, think about this. What we've just done is you guys each hit about 30 volleys in a time frame that if you were going out on the court and just smacking balls around in a game, you might have gotten 1 volley in that time frame. So it's really good practice feeling what that paddle feels like. How's the paddle feeling to you at the moment?
Great. I love it. Lots of control with this.
Perfect. Perfect. Very good. All right. Now, what I want to do is we're going to do, if you can throw that ball over on that side, what I want you guys to do is I want you to go back to the baseline. So you guys are going to be serving. You guys are going to be receiving. The objective that we're trying to do here is you now have an opportunity to be hitting the ball with absolute control, and you know what your old paddle felt like, or your other paddle. That might not be an old paddle. So what I want you to do is first start off with nice rhythmic solid volleys or serves, and really feel like you're choosing where you want to put the ball on the court, and I want you guys to work at hitting the best diagonal corner return that you can. Quality hits. This is about quality hits. Go ahead. Yeah. Get your paddle back quicker. Get your paddle back quicker. Not further back, but just turn. That's the way to do it. That'll give you more power and more control. Turn. That's bingo. Doesn't that feel good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really small difference.
Turn your paddle. Hang on just a sec. Hang on. What I want you to do is I want you to make the second you can see, make the turn, get your racket back ready quicker, and you'll find that it'll help you get the yeah. Lovely, 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 lovely. Last ball, rip it. Very nice, very nice. So come on in for just a second, or I'll step over here on this side. So, you know, one of the things that I love about this piece of the drill is the standpoint that we're both in real control of the ball. The server's got absolute control. The players on the receiving side, you've got the longest look that you're ever going to have at a ball coming at you. If you're picking it up off their paddle, you should have good time. That little adjustment that I offered in terms of getting the racket back faster, it really helps you set up for that real power stroke. Would you agree? Good. I love it when they agree. That's perfect. All right, now what we're going to do is if you guys will throw the balls over here, and we're just going to switch servers. And now what I want you guys to do, if you want to, is really measure these balls. Put some crush on them if you want to. Get the feeling of what that paddle will do for you when you want to get aggressive with it. Last serve. Very nice, very nice. Now, let's think about this. We have been out here for just a few minutes, but you've hit a lot of balls, and you've hit them where you're getting a chance to feel how the paddle really functions. One of the things that I see way too often at demo events is the coach will be out there and he hands people the paddle and they go out and they play a game. And they get one serve. They may not see the ball for 2 or 3 more points. We're trying to get the feel for how the paddles play. So these 3 simple little drills, they can become much more elaborate if somebody wants to, but they're really the ideal way for somebody to feel the paddle, know what it'll do for them. And now what I'd like to do is we're going to just ramp it up a little bit. And I know we got a couple of you girls that like to get kind of mean. I like mean girls. So what I want you to let's try and do this where you guys are at the no volley zone, and I want you guys back at the baseline. And the drill here is that you're trying to keep balls deep to them. You're trying to hit whatever ball, whether you want to hit a dink and a drop or whether you want to hit a drive. But I want you to, that's a very common scenario where control, power, you need to draw upon what the paddle can do for you. And this is a great drill for that experience.
So are they going to serve it?
No, they're just a rally, but they're going to stay back and you're going to stay up. Right. Yeah. Very nice, very nice. You know, I got to tell you guys, you've been a great group. Thank you so much for coming out to the Selkirk Demo Days today. But this is the idea that we find is really a great way to get people going. Any thoughts or observations from your experience here? Thank you so much. I think it's a wrap. All right, so now we've been out on the court. We've had a great opportunity. We've had some fun players out on the court. We've done our best to help them hit the best balls that they possibly can. We've been able to play or show players that it's appropriate, how the face of our paddles will help them spin the ball or cut the ball. We've helped them through a lot of things. Now we want to get to a point that we're wrapping up the day, and the idea is, here's what you can do to take advantage of the paddles that you found. If you're not making a decision right now, if you're not ready to buy a paddle right now today, take a photograph of the paddle. Get it on your phone so that you can remember what the paddle was that you wanted. If somebody was questioning the weight of the paddles, remember that all the different weights are available, or we can add tungsten to them to adjust the weight of the paddle. At the end of the day, what we want people to have done is have had a great experience, a lot of fun, and think that Selkirk's kind of a cool company, which we know it is. Thanks so much.